All right, so I've got two disclaimers that I need to share before I start this video, right? Number one, I have a bit of a cold. I have a tickly throat. So if I'm coughing, I apologize. I'm going to try and keep it as minimal as feasibly possible. And number two, this video might be quite long because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm feeling incredibly inspired right now. And you know, when I'm inspired, the videos are long. The videos are long because I get passionate about these things, you know what I mean? So on that basis, the video may just be a while. I got my herbal tea on the side right there. I got a bit of water. So I'm keeping it easy. I'm not trying to rush this. I'm trying to include everything that I need to include in this video, and I'm not trying to do a second part. There will be other videos that I will do based on my notes and based on what inspired me to even do this video in the first place. But as far as this review is concerned, I wanted to just do one video. So I will include the chapters in the description box below. So if you don't want to hear all the original sort of background story and all that sort of stuff, or any of my ramblings or my yapping, and you want me to get straight into the actual review, then I will include the timestamp in the description box below. Right, we are here to talk about what's stopping you live. Timothy Armoo, he launched his live event a few hours ago, and I finished and I watched the whole thing, and it was incredible. It was inspirational. It was a masterclass in marketing. I'll say that for free. And you know me, I've been in the marketing and PR game for almost a decade now, and I've seen it all. I've seen it all in the time that I've been in the industry, and I have to say that that was absolutely fantastic. And it had everything that it needed. It did everything it needed to do as far as I'm concerned. And as you see me through this video, you're going to see why, and I'm going to explain to you the concepts of what was covered in the actual event, and most importantly, I suppose, how it applies to myself and how it can apply to you, and how you can embed those lessons in terms of what Timothy shared as well. And if you have not purchased a copy of What's Stopping You, please purchase your copy. And I also wanted to flag as well, I did not buy a copy until today. Until I watched the actual launch event, I didn't buy a copy. And I'll explain why. I've been in, the industry for almost a decade now. So for me, I didn't want to just buy it off of the back of all of the amazing work he's done. I just wanted to be taken on the journey as just a normal customer, a customer that doesn't have any prior experience in any marketing or PR. I just wanted to look at the campaign for what it was from a customer point of view, to see what was the actual points that would trigger me to purchase. Because as I'm developing my personal brand and my business and all the content that I'm putting out for you guys, it's also important for you to understand the human behaviors and the human psychology of what makes people do certain things. In order for you to get the wealth and generate the revenue that you desire, you need to learn from the best. You need to learn from the people that have done it and the people that continue to do it. And through me doing this, I wanted to really take a moment to understand the psychology, so then I can sort of embed it within the work that I do and the way that I'm able to provide support, and I'm able to provide and serve for others in a way that makes the most beneficial sense for both myself and for the person that I'm serving, right? So for context, for those who don't know Timothy Armoo, let me just share my screen real quick. So Timothy, he founded Fanbytes a few years ago, and he sold that for a crazy amount, crazy figures, right? And he's been in Forbes 30 Under 30, Huffington's Post Entrepreneur of the Year. And I suppose with what he's done over the years, he's really shown what it means to be an entrepreneur and a founder and a business owner who is relentless with it, who has the pursuit of success, and he's not going to stop for anyone or anything. And that is sort of the thing that really inspires me and motivates me to want to work as hard as I can as well. And I think sometimes when I'm really pushing forward with what I'm doing, and you can just hear the passion, and sometimes when I'm not around the people who kind of have that same level of passion and intensity as me, it can feel like I'm quite misunderstood in that sense, that I don't necessarily fit in, because as far as I'm concerned, I love the work, I love the hustle. I can just stay at my desk and just work, because I know that I'm working on what I'm building, and I know that I'm working with a level of consistency and dedication that not other people can compete with. So I know that based on that, and then just like glory to God that I will get to the stage of where I want to be in terms of building that £1 million personal brand, and also using that as a way to serve others, to showcase and document and use that as a roadmap for other people to follow as well. So just listening in to the actual event at large and just seeing what was done, and then just seeing what was possible. And even the actual chat box, I was in the chat box and it was active. There was so many people that were just talking about sharing different ideas, connecting with people, and just providing so much love for what Timothy has done. And ultimately, when you're in this journey of building, whether it's your personal brand or your business, or whether you're trying to scale, you need to be around people who are really trying to take things to a whole new level, and they're not willing to take no for an answer. You know what I mean? If it's a no, they look at no as next opportunity. We move on, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing. We don't stop. You know what I mean? And I think the element of what he was able to do really resonated with me from my positioning, and it was inspiring. And as soon as it got to the stage of when he shared the frameworks that I'm going to share with you guys shortly, I had to buy it. I had to buy the book. Like I said, I was always going to buy it, but I just wanted to wait to see what was the actual trigger moment based on human psychology that was going to make me make that purchase, right? So let me just play this video first before I even get straight into it. As a matter of fact, before I even get straight into the nitty gritty, like I told you, it's going to be a long video. Have your cup of tea, have your water, have something ready, because it's going to be a long one. But ultimately, if you are interested in how I am uploading one video every day for the next 1,000 days, go in the description box below and click on the first link. That link is a waiting list. When that's out, I will be sharing my system of how I'm able to do that without burning out, without having to go and remember and recite a script, or even the process of even running out of things or content to say. I'm going to put together a system guide that will allow you to understand how I do this and how I'm going to be doing this for the next 1,000 days. So if you're interested, click in the description box down below, sign up, and then when it's out, you'll be the first one to know, right? So let's just get into this. Let me share my screen. Hold on a minute. I need to find the screen now. There we go.
Buy my business.
Is it profitable?
We've just hit like 7 figures.
That's good. How many people are in the company? Just you?
Just me and then 2 other people.
That's probably a big red flag if it's just you and 2 other people.
Why do you say that?
Because then I'm just buying you. There's something called a discount factor. Let's say I value, let's say at 3 times profit. So right now I'd value your business at like $1 million. But then I would then go, it's really still based on her. So then I'll discount it maybe half. So now suddenly your business is worth 500 grand. So you might as well not sell it if it's worth 500 grand if you're making 370 every year.
Would you buy my business?
So you see, Timothy is a man with loads of gems, and with the gems, he has loads of experiences. And through what he's been able to do over the years, he's collaborated with many other businesses where he's invested his money in terms of turning that into an actual multi-million-pound company, all various different companies as well. He's been teaching people how to scale their companies in a place of how we can exit and how we can sell. And matter of fact, even before I get into the lowdown of the actual event itself, I knew about Timothy for a long time, but it only really dawned upon me how powerful his words are and what he's able to do when I attended the Black Business Show in Birmingham. So I attended that show and went to the event, and he was a keynote speaker at the event. And with the gems he shared on that day, it dawned upon me that I need to work harder first and foremost, but also secondly, that having the opportunity to build a 1 million personal brand and to do that isn't far out of my reach as I thought. And with the gems and what he shared on that day, that was all the inspiration I needed to know that I really need to dig deep and really work to get to the destination that I'm trying to get to. And not just about working harder, but also working smarter as well. And honestly speaking, had it not been for that reinforcement on that particular day, then I don't think I'll be in this place now of producing this content and showcasing the people that deserve their flowers as well. And Timothy deserves his flowers big time. So let me just get straight into the actual notes as well. So let me share my screen. You'll see I made loads of notes, man. I was making loads of notes. This was school for me. This was like an MBA. I was studying. So I already told you about why I didn't pre-order the book originally, right? So the first bit that I wanted to talk about was the C.L.E.A.R framework. So he spoke about his particular framework, which was the essence of what the event was about, I would say. So the first section was clarity, right? So with the clarity element, he wanted to talk about the key areas of what it means to have clarity in your life. The first one was to be able to define your life. Like, what is the destination where you're trying to get to? Where are you trying to go? The map. Having an understanding of where are you now? And it's about being honest with yourself, right? It's about being honest with where you are and being completely transparent to yourself in order to know where you're going to get to. Yeah. Then it's about being able to identify. So what's the gap between now and the destination? What are the things that you need to do? What are the things that you need to undo? And what are the things that you need to effectively put into place for you to be able to get to that destination? And then through that, what is the one thing that will make the biggest difference? What are you prioritizing? That one thing that will make a difference in terms of that. And then the bridge. What specific actions will close that priority gap? What is that thing? What is that particular thing that you need to do? So that was the clarity section. And once he covered that, we moved on to the L part, which is being loud. So he said, and I'll include it up here, mediocre people who work loudly outperform great people who work quietly. And that's the simple truth. That's the facts of the matter. And it's not fair. It's not fair, but is it reality? Yes. So we have to get louder. And I resonated with that a lot as well, because as before when I was working in 9 to 5 as well, I wasn't really loud. I was in the workplace and I was quiet. I would get to work, do the work and leave. I wasn't really forthcoming with having to scream about what I've done and how this was beneficial for that and all that sort of stuff. I had to kind of learn it as I got to the point of being more senior in my roles, and ultimately to the point where I had to learn how to do it for myself as well. So that was something that really resonated as something that I needed to do more of, and I still need to do more of as well. And I think the element of recording this content daily, getting it out, showcasing it, exact saying what I'm going to do, doing what I say as well. When this opportunity came to listen to the actual live launch event, I said that I wanted to record so I can do a review on the content, because the amount of gems that were shared was crazy to me. And it all really tied into everything I've been saying about personal branding, the importance of AI and everything like that. And we'll get into that further down the line as well, right? So the whole idea is you need to be audacious with it. You need to showcase your work loudly, and you need to just be focused on the mission at hand, right? The other element of the C.L.E.A.R framework was E, which was environment. And he spoke a lot about what he did in order to put himself in the right places as well. He spoke about a particular sort of a hotel where he stayed at, where he would meet all sorts of different people with his Red Toshiba laptop that would need to have the charger in order to work. So he spoke about things that really resonated in terms of the hustle and the grind to get where we need to get to. But it related to us as well, because it just spoke about the importance of being out of your environment. And then that spoke a lot to me, because more often than not, you don't know what you don't know unless you go outside and you see what's actually going on. In my previous videos, I was saying that I have not met anyone who's working 9 to 5 that's happy. that I can actually have a conversation with. Like, yeah, Tariq, I'm so happy with my job right now. I'm good. I ain't got no complaints. But like I said, maybe I'm not around the people who are actually in those sort of roles that are genuinely happy and really immersed in the work they're doing as well. So it's for me to be stepping out of my environment more, to meet more people that are doing those things. And it's also in my best interest to do so as well, because with me meeting more people and then seeing what is possible, then the possibilities are endless. I stop thinking shallow-mindedly and I start thinking bigger, and I start thinking of plans and how I can actually incorporate those plans with people as well. So that was important as well. The other part that you mentioned was avoiding, the idea of just avoid. So when he said that, he said, we already know what's stopping us. We're just tolerating it. We're avoiding dealing with it. And what he wanted to ask us all was, what is the one thing you've been avoiding? And that one is important and something that you need to recognize for yourself what it is. Everything you want is on the other side of a few hard conversations you've been putting off. And that's true. Sometimes you just gotta get that conversation done, get to where you need to get to, and move on with the information that you have. And the last part of it was the element of run. So then with that, he said, the idea of good things coming to those who wait is nonsense. And in actual fact, good things come to those who run towards their goals, right? And that's important. That stuff is important because, like I said, with the UK, we're too much like, we're going to work hard and it's just going to come to us. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like that anymore. It doesn't work like that anymore. As well as you being loud and proud about what you're doing, you also need to be relentless with your pursuit. Because if you don't make plans, people are going to make plans for you. And if you don't start doing something with your life and making proactive moves, then something else is going to happen. And it's all about just literally creating your own opportunity. And that's what really resonated with me throughout the whole event, creating your own opportunity. With the guests that Timothy had on, that wasn't by chance. He spent a long time building his network and building and establishing his positioning to be around multimillionaires like himself, you know what I mean? To be amongst people who are on the same mission, who are on the same drive of doing things that are, for some people, out of this world, right? That is the most important thing, and you need to be around like-minded people if you're really trying to navigate. And I think for Timothy to really put this out in the start of the year is really what will drive home for a lot of people as they start to get their minds focused on the right opportunities at the right time, and they keep pushing towards their goals as well. So that for me was incredibly inspiring. In terms of the key takeaways as well, I think for me, it was more how Timothy was so transparent with his story, like with him talking about his father passing and just the dynamics of his family life at the time. It was something that not many people are very forthcoming and honest with, that level of authenticity, but you could tell that he genuinely cares about wanting to help people through that. And through the content that he shared and the value that he shared as well, he didn't do it for the money. And if it was a case of doing it for the money, then I'm sure for a lot of us who haven't reached those sort of multi-million levels yet, sometimes I suppose when we're having those discussions now without that sort of money, we're thinking, yeah, if I had that sort of money, of course, yeah, I'll retire. But that's when it comes down to you having goals and dreams that are so bigger than yourself that you just keep going, you keep working, and you end up loving it. You just love the whole idea of it. And for me, the whole element of helping people future-proof themselves with their personal brand and how they're able to build a personal brand for that level of leverage and job security. And even if you don't want to leave your job, you still need to have that level of job security, because the market is a job. The job market is not the one right now. And we cannot afford to be too comfortable in this 2026 when there's so many things that are changing. And with the rise of AI, I always say it, you have to build your personal brand before the 30th of November, 2027. It's far too easy to make content now. It's far too easy to be visible because of the rise of all these tools. So now it's in our best interest to not only be visible, but credible. And that's the way that we're able to navigate in this particular year in order to future-proof ourselves for years to come, right? So please don't delay on that. One particularly interesting thing as well is that he spoke on the idea that we're no longer trying to be unrecognizable, and now we are trying to become unstoppable. And through that, that really resonates with everything I've been saying since I started dropping these daily videos. Visibility is becoming cheap as chips. Credibility isn't. Third-party credibility, being able to be on various different publications, whether it comes down to different broadcasters or podcasts, the campaigns that you're able to do through the work you're doing is one of the most important elements and aspects of building that level of credibility. So I agree, being unrecognizable is one thing, but being unstoppable is the credibility part, because no one can deny you when they actually have all the proof to show that you are a key person of influence and you are the obvious choice, right? So with that, what was quite interesting is the element of shiny object syndrome. That was a topic that was covered as well. And I think for a lot of us, we always get caught up in other things on the guise that it will make more money or that it will provide opportunity. But with the way that the whole world of social media has changed, I said it before, we are now in interest media. It's no longer social media, it's interest media. That's why when you're scrolling your phone, you're scrolling based on your algorithm of things that you've been searching and things that you find interesting. So it's in your best interest to put your best foot forward in terms of the things that you find interesting and use that to find your community and your tribe in order to build a brand of people that advocate for you in order to you to be able to serve them, right? It's never for you to just do one thing and not being able to serve. You need to do that. And based on you serving, the people will be able to give. And that's the way that the world is working right now in terms of the elements of building your personal brand. You're not building it just for yourself. You're building it for the people that need to hear what you have to say and knowing what you can do to help them in their lives as well. So from that time, so I said, yeah, that locked me in from there. I bought the book even before the guest came in as well. But then what he did, I thought was really, really smart, was not only did he have a link to the book, I think the book was like £23 or something, but it included the cheat codes from the other speakers as well, which I'll get to. It also included I suppose, the recording of that as well, additional bonuses, and just a planner as well. I haven't had a chance to look at the planner just as of yet, but I will. But it really helped that he gave us a sort of a collection of bits that can help you on your journey this year. For 2026, he gave us a selection of the things that he would use on a day-to-day to help him with business. So for that, for 23 quid, that was an absolute steal in my opinion. But then what was also cool was what he did called the Founder Intensive Program. So what he did, he limited that to 25 people. It was £2,000 a pop. And then what you get like more, I suppose, exclusive opportunity to just be with him much more closer, with being able to be mentored by him or being able to be supported by him as you're building your sort of business, right? He's also inviting you for a dinner at the same hotel that he was in when he was younger, grafting and hustling. And what I thought was extremely compelling and one of the most, I would say, important parts for me was the participants who pay the £2,000 to join that Founder Intensive Program, they get gifted 100 books, right? And it's not gifted in terms of they get the 100 books. The 100 books are automatically gifted to schools, prisons, and chicken shops. And when Timothy was talking about the chicken shop element, he made a really compelling point that I want to share with you guys right now. He spoke about he spent a lot of time in the chicken shop when he was younger. But imagine in a position where another young kid, no matter what color of their skin, whatever kid, they are in school, they go to the chicken shop or whatever with their friends or whatever. And all it may take is just one kid to just see that book and they're thinking, you know what, it's free. What have I got to lose? And they pick up the book and they get immersed in that book. And then all of a sudden, it changes the whole trajectory of their life, right? It changes the whole trajectory of their lives on the basis that they just picked up the book and they read it from someone who's been there, done that. And I thought that was epic, man. And I hope to be in a position where with everything I'm building, my methodology, the phases framework, I'm able to position that and put that together into a book that not only becomes Sunday Times bestseller, but also reinforces the point of how you can build your personal brand to build a £1 million personal brand. And it's not even about generating that £1 million in revenue. It's having that level of authority, it's having that level of credibility and visibility that can provide all those revenue generating opportunities that amount to £1 million plus, just because you spent the time to build your personal brand when no one was thinking to do it at the time. And for me, that's what I want to do. And that's the drive that makes me want to work extremely hard to be able to give back to those that are younger. I love mentoring. I mentor a lot of young people when I have the time and capacity to do so, because I'm able to showcase and share the things that can help them excel and succeed in their lives as well. So as well as the schools element, it definitely resonates with me. The prison element is fantastic, because that's an initiative that needs to be done as well. And just to have that in a place where you can actually, because there's so much sort of education that's being done in the prisons. I saw someone on LinkedIn recently where they said they visited the prisons, and there's so much courses that people are doing, and they're very much intentional about wanting to change their lives for the better, to come out of prison at some stage and then just do some amazing things. And there has been many examples of that as well. And just knowing that your book is in the hands of just people who may have done wrong in the past, but they're really trying to make a transition in their lives, really trying to do something better with their lives, and really just trying to inspire is incredible stuff, man. So what he did with putting that together was potentially, I would say, the main highlight for me in terms of what that book means for him and what that book is looking to do for years to come. Because I suppose with books, you need to remember that books are here forever. Books are never going anywhere. It doesn't matter how much we evolve in this age of AI and how much we develop, books are always going to stay no matter what. So for him to think long term with the longevity that he's had so far and the longevity he will continue to have with the launch of his book was incredibly inspiring for me as well. If we quickly just go through the guests that was in attendance, we had, let me see if I had all the names. We had Tim Campbell, we had Laura Acosta, we had Simon Squibb, we had Daniel Priestley, and there was one more name. Let me see if I can find the name quickly. But before I get into that name, Tim Campbell was the first guest, and what he said really resonated with me, because he said, and let me get my other screen up as well, actually, so I can get the other name. But he said, stop people pleasing people who don't matter. And that resonated with me as well, because once upon a time, believe it or not, I was a people pleaser, man. Chris Donnelly. Yes, Chris Donnelly. Apologies for forgetting your name, man. Chris Donnelly. But so stop people pleasing. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. And I've been listening to a TikTok actually, and it resonated with me a lot, because it's like, I'm not a nice person, I'm a good person. And sometimes when you're building something bigger than yourself and you're really making a name for yourself and you're really actively pursuing things and you just ain't got enough time, you don't have enough time to be picking up all these phone calls, or you don't have time to be doing all these coffee catch-ups or these coffee meets, all these things, because you're just too busy. And that's the part when you're just too nice, when you're just accepting of all of that, you burn yourself out to the ground. It's not about being a nice person anymore. It's 2026. Be a good person. Be good at heart. Be good at what you do. Be good with the people that are checking for you and that's around you. But as far as being nice goes, there's no real incentive of really being nice as well. So with that, stop people pleasing for people who don't matter, really and truly. And he said to ask yourself, with what you're deciding to do, will it add to your skill set? Will it add to your relationships? Or will it add to your bank balance? And those are the 3 things that I'm going to start looking into for any sort of things that happen. I'm going to be going back to that and then referring to that to be like, do those 3 make sense? Like, no, sorry. If it's 3, okay, that can go. You know what I mean? So it's really about asking yourself those things. So that was really good. One other thing as well is that Timothy had a segment called Timo Time, where effectively he just went through different elements of the cheat codes as well. Matter of fact, which had this one, I will include the content list here. So what you can see right now is the list of the cheat codes of the content page for the book. So he had various different cheat codes as well that he was sharing with us as well. And I think I want to dive a bit deeper into the term like cheat code as well. I remember when I started using AI a lot more, and then I got asked like, oh, is that cheating that you're using AI for some of these things? And then I realized that the word cheating has such a negative stigma to it, when in actual fact, we spend a lot of time wanting to do things hard because we have a story behind it. And I always say, I love a good story, but don't force the issue. Don't make things harder than what it should be. And when it comes down to also learning from other people as well, that is also a fast track into success, because you're getting the knowledge and the insights from people who've done these things over and over again. And most of the time, the things that you're thinking of doing, someone has already done it somewhere else. So there's always someone you can learn from. And I'm always a big believer that no matter who it is, you can learn from them. There's always something you can learn from. Whether it's the good or the bad or the in-between, there's always something you can learn. So with that, he covered all the various ideas of that. One in reference was one of the reminders that it's not that deep. Some of the things that you're working on, it may seem important at the time, but it's not that deep. Focus on the things that truly matter to you as well. And then what was also cool was the pitch contest. There was a few people that won money live on the show based on their different ideas that they were pitching. The people that were pitching were only able to based on them buying the book or pre-ordering the book before the actual event. So they had a chance to pitch their idea. And there was a few winners. They won £1,000, 1,500, 2,500, and big £5,000 as well. So there was a lot of giveaways on the day, which is amazing, because imagine being able to give back like that and you're able to really start someone's new year on the high, knowing that they actually have the money for potentially using it to reinvest in the business or to buy more equipment or to buy new tools or to even hire new people that can help them on the mission as well. So I found that extremely compelling, man. And honestly, the whole event, it just was a masterclass in everything, because it really showcased the importance of storytelling, the importance of positioning, the importance of strategic partnerships, the importance of amplification. He was all over the place with this campaign. I saw him doing different things with different YouTube channels. He was on podcasts. He was talking on various different mediums as well. And when it comes down to campaign mode, that's what you need to be doing. You need to have your eyes everywhere, and you need to be in a position where everyone is literally seeing your face. Whether they know you or not, they need to be seeing your face, and they need to be like, okay, that seems interesting. You know what I mean? So, matter of fact, let me have a bit of a warm drink in my throat. All right, so what else have I got? So Laura Acosta was a highlight, one of the highlights for me. She spoke about LinkedIn personal branding. If you know of her already, you know that she's on LinkedIn heavy. Personal branding is spot on, and she's a genius in her field, right? And a big inspiration in terms of the work that I do as well. She went through the 4-3-2-1 method, and I thought that was really interesting. So her point in case with how you utilize LinkedIn, and I'm always telling you guys, use LinkedIn. I have a video that I'm going to be dropping. Like, it's a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve when people are saying that they're looking for a job, but they don't use LinkedIn or they don't have a LinkedIn. But that's the story for another day. When that video is out, you will see it. But the 4-3-2-1 method. So her idea of that was to post 4 posts a week on LinkedIn, nothing more, nothing less, just 4 posts. 3 content pillars. So to focus on the growth content, the total addressable market content, and also the sales content. Then what was really amazing for me was understanding the difference between the ICP, which is your ideal customer profile, and then your IFP, which I learned today, which is your ideal follower persona. And that makes a lot of sense in hindsight, because in the grand scheme of things, not everyone who follows you or not everyone that aligns with your journey is meant to be buying from you. And in most cases, they are more necessary to be the people who vocalize how good you are, how credible you are, how important you are for whatever remit you're in. So they're just as important as your ICP, because you need your IFP to vouch for you, to get the testimonials, to get the reviews, to say that they've seen you doing this, and they see you doing extremely well, and they know that you can do different things that can provide opportunity for everyone. And through working with them in different mediums and different ways, you're able to then attract your ideal customer profile, or who are the people who have the budget intact that will pay for your services as well. So that was fantastic. So even now, I'm going to go back to the drawing board to really tie down exactly what my ideal follower persona looks like, especially now more so that I'm dropping this daily content every single day for you guys, you know what I mean? So that was fantastic. A bonus as well was her approach to lead magnets. She said that 70% of her revenue comes from email, right? So that just goes to show that email is still powerful. Email is still a very incredible, powerful tool that we need to be utilizing a lot more. And I've started to build up my email list as well, and I'm looking to build it up a lot more. And it just comes down to sharing more lead magnets. And the lead magnets don't need to be as complicated or complex as it may sound. It literally can just be things that you particularly find interesting, or things that you are insightful in that you can just share. It can be as easy as you just sharing a couple of things in the Google document. So even, for example, if I clean this document up as well, I can position this as a lead magnet and let people know that, you know what, I checked out What's Stopping You Live that Timothy Armoo did, and I have all the insights. Whoever wants to see it, comment the word Timothy and I'll send it over to you. You know, that sort of stuff. And then you get them on your landing page. And you collect their emails. And then when it comes down to you actually having something that you want to sell, you just send an email out and then see who's interested. And you'll be surprised, based on the amount of value that you were able to provide, how that really translates into people that would want to buy from you later on down the line as well. So that was cool. Then we spoke about the elements of how to get lucky, and the idea that lucky people choose actions that create multiple possible next steps, and it's not a single linear outcome. And with that meant a lot, because with luck, it all comes down to what you're doing. And, you know, just because you're doing something doesn't necessarily mean the outcome is always what is going to happen. So, for example, in PR, a lot of the time when you're getting clients in different sort of publications, or you're really putting them forward in different podcast opportunities and stuff, you're compounding and you're working towards the desired goal of the client. However, with all the additional sort of bonuses that come through that align with your client that pops up, you just can't pinpoint it. You just don't know. Like, I've been PRing myself in the process of building my personal brand, and the opportunities that's just come to my doorstep just from me just putting out content, or me just being in publications or being on podcasts has been crazy. It wouldn't have never been something that I would have thought of, but it definitely helped me in terms of having different opportunities to showcase myself, showcase more credibility on my side, make myself more visible, and continue on the journey knowing I have more ammo effectively to work with, or I have much more stuff within my sort of career journey that I can use to amplify myself for years to come as well. So that was impactful. So Simon Squibb was there as well. And then what he said really resonated with me, because with his content is always helping people with their dreams as well. But when he said to record content based on how you're feeling, I think that's the best way to do it at this stage, really and truly. You know, with me doing these daily videos, there'll be a day where I'll do a video and I'll just say I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to make content, but I'm here because I said I'm doing 1,000 days. And although I'm committed to the cause of making those videos, I'm being forthcoming and showing how authentic I'm being, and the fact that I'm just not up for it. Hold on, let me close my my WhatsApp. Why is it on? Hold on a minute. So yeah, so that's what I was saying in terms of that, to be fair. And then the fact that authentic energy beats over polished output. And I think that's true. I think from the support I've been getting and the sort of, love and support, it goes to show a long way that if I can do it, you can too, sort of thing, right? And if I can do it with me just pressing record on the camera, speaking directly to you guys, I'm not doing too much with the editing. I'm just really just talking my truth and sharing my experiences, especially in regards to this event. That's just me being authentic. I said that I was going to record it because I wanted to get the content out so I could share it with you guys today. And it's done. And if you got this far as well, then it just goes to show that it's the authenticity of me that makes you want to stay and makes you want to figure out more stuff about myself, you know what I mean? And I think the last guest, Daniel Priestley, was the last guest of the day. And you know me, Daniel Priestley is my GOAT. He's my GOAT. For those who may not know what GOAT is, it's the acronym for greatest of all time, right? And yeah, the stuff he says is just crazy. He's helped me a lot indirectly, and I've used him as a mentor without even having him as an official mentor, right? Matter of fact, that's me and Daniel there. So me and Daniel, we go way back. He's not my friend yet, but he will be. And when you see this, yeah, you'll be funny because I would have said this. We're on day 11. We're on day 11 right now of recording daily content. So with me saying that, you guys are going to be extremely surprised how I'm putting all these things in the atmosphere and really pushing forward a bit, because there'll be a time, and you know what, God willing, when I do my book launch and I'm launching my book, I can have Daniel Priestley there as well, just sharing some gems and sharing some insights as well, because he taught me a lot in the element of the importance of personal branding and AI and how key both of them are in this moment as well. He was the one that really put the nail on the head for me that the deadline that I talk about often, the 30th of November 2027, is really the deadline where a lot of things are going to shift in the industry. A lot of things are going to change in the market, the economy, and to put our best foot forward and to future-proof ourselves is really through our personal brand and through AI, man. I'm telling you, honestly. But yeah, what he said that really inspired me was to start with the celebration and work backwards. And in one of my videos, I did speak about why the £1 million personal brand element is important to me as my mission and objective, because I can hear it, I can see it, I can feel it, I can taste it, I can touch it. I know what that feels like, and I know how that embodies everything that I'm working towards. And that's the thing that is driving me, and that's the thing where now I'm reverse engineering the process. All the things I'm doing now is not by accident. It's planned. I have it all listed like a 5-year roadmap. And I'm saying it on the vibe of informing you that you need to build your roadmap. You need to have your roadmap. And once you have your roadmap, you just need to incorporate it with the learnings and the expertise of other influential people around you. Because let's face it, not every roadmap is going to be the same. And that's why, although I'm going to read this book and take every bit of detail from the book and incorporate it into my business and my life, you always need to take things with a pinch of salt and apply it to your personal direct life, because you just doing the same thing that someone else did isn't going to work, because they're not you and you're not them. You need to do it the way that you need to do it based on you, but take inspiration from all the people that have seen success in their life, right? So, this was a good one. Hold on, let me have a sip before I get into this. All right, so Daniel spoke a lot about the element. There was a question that was asked actually by one of the VIPs, and it was based on how to niche, right? And you know what? For me, I've had a bit of an issue niching as well, to be fair, because I feel like my work sort of aligns with a lot of different industries. Like I say, it's industry agnostic. You kind of work with it across all different ones. But as far as niching goes, I'm thinking like I don't really want to niche too tight, because I'm just like, I like working with different people and being able to capture their story and their positioning in a way that works for them, right? But oh, excuse me. But what was said was niching should no longer be considered as cutting off people. Effectively, you need to treat it as a campaign for that particular set of people, right? So for example, with me, click the description box down below for you guys to access the guide in order for you to understand how I'm able to drop one video a day. I'm showcasing and sharing a whole system of how I'm able to do that, right? That particular sort of campaign per se would be for the people who are on YouTube or looking to get into YouTube, or that may be feeling doubtful or more like camera shy, and they may not have the camera confidence to build up to be able to record on YouTube. That is the campaign effectively for them. So ultimately, for those who decide that they want to download the guide and they want to be immersed in sort of my systems and my framework and my methodology of what it means to develop videos every single day for 1,000 days. I told you, I'm not stopping, I'm working. That is the thing that is treated as a campaign for that particular audience. But at the same time, I talk a lot about how I develop tools, digital interactive experiences using nothing but Canva AI. And I suppose those who want to know about how to be more confident to post daily on YouTube won't necessarily be interested in how to develop different Canva tools using Canva AI, right? So that's an example. Those are two different campaigns that I'm working on effectively simultaneously. However, the element of being able to do a campaign towards different audiences is the most effective way of doing it now, rather than just having one niche. Niches are good if you're focusing on one particular set of people and you're pushing forward with it. But if you're having issues with terms of niching down, think about it in terms of who you're actually doing a campaign for. And that should hopefully help you make better decisions in terms of who you're trying to attract within your business, right? So that was insightful stuff, man. And then for me, final reflections, I said the launch reinforced the importance of, as I said already, building your own roadmap, using other people's skills strategically, and designing success in a way that actually fits you, right? And you know what? The ending was emotional. He was very emotional. He was crying at the end because he reached his goal. So congratulations. Oh, whoa. Congratulations, Sunday Times bestseller confirmed. Like, for him to be able to sell that many books within one 4-hour event is crazy in itself. And that wasn't even the numbers before the actual pre-order started as well. So he made history today. He made history today, and he deserves all his flowers, and it was an amazing event. And like I said, from a marketing standpoint, I thought it was spot on. And the gong, when he was hitting the gong as well, with everyone that was actually buying the Founder Intensive program, I thought that was a lovely touch as well. And I suppose it just goes to show where the actual industry and the whole sort of world is going, I would say. I would say that with streaming has become a game changer in terms of the way that business works. And effectively, with the way that the business side of things is going, you need to be outside, online and offline. You need to be outside. You need to be on these platforms. You need to be showcasing your journey. You need to be showcasing your authenticity. You need to be showcasing your expertise in a way that just makes you natural, makes you human, and just makes people want to gravitate towards you because you're just talking your truth. Like, you're just talking with no like filter. And if you're speaking from the heart and you're speaking from someone that is genuinely passionate about the stuff that you do, then it's in your best interest to be posting and to be sharing content and to be streaming and to be dropping daily content and to let people understand that you're building this for a legacy. You're not building this for anything less than a legacy. And the whole sort of event, it really it reinforced all the things that I'm doing now, and it also reinforced how important it is to document my story and my journey of building this £1 million personal brand, because it's not easy. It's not easy, but then it all comes down to how much are you willing to work for the opportunity. And there was a video that he shared online. He said that, you know, a lot of people will spend excess amounts of money on partying, drinking, all that sort of stuff, but they just won't invest in 15, 20 pounds on a book that may potentially have all the learnings and all the insights that will change their life forever. You know what I mean? And I think it really resonates a lot, and it was a fantastic event. I don't know what's next for Timothy when it comes down to books, but as far as the campaign goes, he's definitely set a new benchmark in terms of what it means to market books in the UK and effectively aligning the streaming element with the book selling as well. And I know someone will listen and they'll be like, oh, what about Alex Amosi? But you have to understand that Timothy, for me anyway, he's homegrown. He's someone that I can resonate with and relate to a lot more. So through that for me is fantastic, because that inspires me just to see another young Black man doing fantastic work and doing amazing stuff. It only makes me feel that I can replicate that level of success and do it in my way and do it on my terms as well. You know what I mean? So I think that's that. I think I've covered almost everything. I'll have another scan, but I think I've covered it. If I didn't cover it, then it's either because I'm going to cover it in another video to discuss, or I just missed it. And I ain't doing a part 2 because this video is long enough as it is. However, I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found it insightful. I'm not sure if the video is still online on YouTube now, but if it is, I suggest that you check it out for yourself, get some insights, write some notes, and learn from it as well. And you know what? If you got this far, I want you to comment in the comments a book emoji. I'll put it there, the book emoji. Comment the book emoji, and if you comment the book emoji, then I will send you over the notes that I put together, and I may send you over maybe some of the VIP bits that I've got as well, because with the VIP book that I purchased, the bundle, I also have access to the cheat codes from the people who attended the event that joined Timothy on that day as well. So not only do I have his book, his cheat codes, I have the cheat codes of other entrepreneurs, business owners and founders who have made multi-million pounds, and now I have access to that. So now it's for me to build that £1 million personal brand. I have no excuses anymore, so I need to work. I need to work and get the job done. But you know what? It's been a pleasure, and congrats to Timothy again, Sunday Times bestseller, well-deserved, a fantastic campaign, and inspiring stuff. Shout out to the team who were involved in the process of developing all of this stuff as well. That's fantastic stuff. Your Social Currency, big them up, doing fantastic work in the personal branding space. I hope to connect with them at some stage in the year as well, as I continue to build on mine. And ultimately, if you want more videos like this, where I just, talk through reviews of sort of business events that I've been watching or any of those things, or matter of fact, if you're interested in any walkthroughs where I just watch videos of some of the gurus or the influential people with their video content, let me know and we can get something together, man. I told you I'm locked in for 1,000 days. So whatever you guys are looking for, I'm here to provide. So on that note, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. It's been a pleasure rocking with you. And I will catch you tomorrow. Bless up, man. Look after yourself. Peace out.